Hello. Why am I making this video? You're about to find out. You know, monks can swing their two-hander and then they'll take it off and just they'll pop a flurry of punches between. They get up to 6 attacks now that they can do triple attack. Well, paladins, shadow knights, and rangers and warriors can do the same thing, just not as good. But hear me out, it's still something worth looking into. I think you should watch this video, find out a couple more tips from me, see if it can benefit your DPS, and maybe you can get a little sweaty and min-max too. So let's go. Alright, so you see here, I have my paladin. She's level 51. I just did NG+. And on this specific paladin, I have a couple different weapons. Right now I'm using the golden rod because it's awesome. Procs a life tap, which is a great, and it's really fast, 32 delay. And I have Valor of Mar running 25% haste, and I have my Warren 41% haste, Belt of the Destroyer. That said, pretty fast swings, right, for a fast weapon. But let's say you have a slower weapon, like a Great Spear of Dawn. It's got a 46 delay. That leaves plenty of time to get free swings in between. Now, you're going to be like, difficult, why? Why is this a why? Well, your main handers are always going to be faster, 2.2, right? That's 2.2 seconds between each swing baseline before haste. This is 4.6 seconds that 46 stands for. That means if this refreshes every 2.2 seconds, and this is every 4.6 seconds, if you swap this sword onto your primary exactly at the after you swing your two-hander, this one will refresh, get those swings in, and then you quickly switch back, and then you'll continue on with your two-hander. Make sense? Yes? No? Let's see. Well, I'll show you. I've got my floating combat text up, and I'll show you. It works on even fast weapons. You just have to be faster. You can't be lazy, right? So if you just want to auto attack and just cruise, fine. But if you're trying to be more competitive, this is definitely a technique. I plan to do this on my ranger once I eventually get the Scythe of Shadows. And I will show you. Alright, so now I have jumped to the future. Different spell effects, and we're going to be moving forward to show a better demonstration. My previous example, I forgot to do screen record and show my floating combat text, so here we are. Using the same two weapons, Goldenrod and Dawncaller, and I'm going to be switching it in and out. You can see here, as soon as I swing the two-handed weapon, I immediately right-click using Zeal to swap that weapon into my primary. So I'm going back and forth, and you're seeing in between the two-hand blunt, the slashes. They'll either attack, double attack, sometimes double attack proc, sometimes double attack riposte. All in between the two-hand blunt. So it's very effective. You can gain anywhere upwards of 20 DPS or more depending on the weapon you're swapping in. Example, if this weapon procced the Dawn Call on this skeleton, it would be doing an extra 150 damage a tick on top of the white damage in between each swing. Using the lower delay two-hander with a lower delay one-hander puts out a lot of DPS, but means you have to work harder and work more at the rhythm to get it working right. So buyer beware. And what you're doing is, as long as you can click it, and it's like a rhythm, you'll get the rhythm. It's very internal. Monks have it essentially already. If they've been doing it, they fist weave. This is called sword weaving. You can do this with beast lords as well, and you can gain the same benefit. Most people will tell you beast lord two-handing is useless. I'm like, yeah, it could be, but against really high AC targets, you can use a heavy-hitting two-hander with a big delay, and then fist weave in between. So that's still viable, in my opinion. Yep. So the better your weapon selections are that you have for single target and two-hander, that will determine the value that you'll gain from doing this technique. Much like monks, level 50 monks probably not going to gain much benefit from the fist weaving. Level 60 monks who have unlocked triple attack and have maxed their damage bonus on unarmed martial combat, they're going to gain crazy damage. And we can tell because back in Kunark, monks, some of our monks during raiding would fist weave to optimize the damage to have an optimal DPS output, and they would just skyrocket above everyone else. Yes, they were using the Torsamang bow staff, but that doesn't mean that the fist weaving was not pushing them up and over that edge. So that's all I got to share with you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and hope you found this useful. If not, you can just tell me to go screw myself. No, don't do that. That's mean. God. Bonus content. This is my ranger. She's got the Side of the Shadows that I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to be swapping and blade weaving with Earth Call. So it's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I don't get an Earth Call proc. Yes, I could have recorded to get it and fish for it and make it look like, oh look, first time, let's go. But that's not how the game works. RNG didn't bless me. So you're seeing me blade weave a 40 delay weapon with a 20, I don't even know what Earth Caller is, like 24 delay.
Oh no.
And the slices go in there flawlessly. It's hard to tell which one's which because they're both slashing, but you can tell based on the ones that are not 300 damage, they're like 78. So in a perfect world, I would have been blade weaving, got an Earth Call for the extra dot plus the slow effect, and then I would switch to a different one-hander below there. You'll see I have the Ice Spike from VP or the fire one based on the mob's resists. I would weave in the 625 DD to get those procs in. And yeah, you're also randomly leveling up your hand-to-hand punching too. So that's the bad part. The mob will have a higher chance to riposte your punches because obviously it's got a higher weapon skill. So there's that.